Deployment time. Let's turn stress into smiles with practical tips for kids and caregivers left behind.
Welcome to Parents Talk, the podcast for parents who want to raise confident, resilient kids and build strong self-esteem. Hosted by Francine Jeline, aka Princess Francie, and founder of the Confidence Club for Kids. Each episode gives you actionable parenting tips, tools, and strategies to help your children thrive, break the cycle of negative childhood programming, and grow into self-assured, empowered adults. Let's get started.
Jody is writing a series of books called Soldier Mom. First, I'm going to give Jody the mic for a few minutes, and I want her to talk about her books.
Okay. Thank you, Francine, and I'm really excited to be here today. So, first of all, we're having a great time at the Military Influence Conference, also called Mike. But this is our first time here, and we are enjoying every minute of it. So we just wanted to spend a little time with you to talk about some things that are really important to us. So real quickly, I wrote a couple of books, all of them with the Soldier Mom title, but there's some subtitles. And this one is about Memorial Day, and then I have one about heroes. And you're going to see why I want to talk about both of these based on our conversation today.
Okay. Soldier Mom is so cool because Jody's been deployed before and she's a mother. So she could give parents a really good perspective on what to do if you are a deploying soldier, sailor, airman, coastie, what are we forgetting? I think we hit them all. Marine.
Did we hit them all?
I think we did. But any service out there, we don't mean to disrespect you, but, well, you know, I was Navy and Army, Jody was Army. Sometimes we forget about the other services, but that's besides the point. Are you deploying? Has your significant other deployed? Has your children's other parent deployed? Maybe aunt, uncle, grandparent deployed? How can we help families when there's a deployment somewhere in their midst?
So I think it's important if parents don't already know what it means to be deployed, right? So a deployment for a military person usually means that they are no longer in their home station, they are somewhere else. So there is a difference between a mobilization and a deployment, right? Deployment usually means overseas, mobilization also means gone, but maybe they're in the United States supporting in a different role. Either way, it means that some parent is not there, or maybe a caregiver, maybe it's grandma or an uncle, and maybe they live with them. But somebody significant in their life is gone for an extended period of time. And we're talking, it could be anywhere from, 3 months, which doesn't seem very long, up to a year, sometimes even a little bit longer. So they're missing a lot of birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, all these things. School plays, big games, graduations, all these things that are significant events in our kids' lives.
So what do we do to help them? And then there's the other side of it. What if one of your child's friends has a parent or a grandparent or somebody in their life who is deployed? How can you support them?
There's a lot. I think at first, as a parent, I would say, tell your kids what's going on, first of all. Help them to understand that they are missing a parent. It might not seem like a lot, particularly when they might not like mom and dad right now because they're mad at them because maybe they didn't get, extra candy or something. But with that said, kids miss their parents in different ways. And what I would just tell my kids as a parent, if I knew a family that was having a significant person deploy out of their life, is that, hey, listen, watch out for Susie or Jack or whoever that is. They may be going through a really hard time. You really need to be kind to them, kind of check on them from time to time, make sure they're included in things, because they may just really be missing their parent and they just need a friend to bring them in and include them in things while that parent is gone.
And they may not want to go to a birthday party because they're sad their parent's gone. Is there a way to encourage the child of the deployed parent to maybe go to the birthday party when they don't want to? Or do you think it's better to just let them do what they want?
I think it depends on the kid, right? I think it really, as a parent, you have kids that are in different personalities, right? So one kid it might be appropriate for you to go, no, I think it's a really good idea to go spend some time with your friends. I think you really need that. It'll really help you. And you deserve to have some fun while mom or dad are gone, or whoever's gone. If you have a child that may be a little bit more withdrawal and likes that quiet solitude and that really helps them, then maybe you don't push for it.
I like that. Every child is different, every family is different, and every situation is different. That's something really important.
Really important, right?
Yeah, really important. So tell us what Soldier Mom does in the books.
Oh, so Soldier Mom in the books. So Soldier Mom really, really believes in what she's doing. One, she's supporting her country. She's supporting her community. She's supporting her family. And of course, there's all different ways that looks. But one of the ways it looks is making sure that we hold on to those traditions, right? That America was built on. And one of those traditions was service. And unfortunately, when you do have service, sometimes we lose service members. And in that case, and because of that, America came up with Memorial Day. So we memorialize, if you will, people who have passed on while doing service. And in this case, it's a very big holiday for us to talk about. And the tradition is to pay homage in some way. I'm just going to open this page real quickly to people who have lost their lives in service to their country, right? I know that sounds like a really big idea, but these books really gently walk the child and the parent on how to have this conversation, because it's very important for us to remember that America was built on sacrifice, loyalty, service by people, and some of those people lost their lives and gave the ultimate sacrifice. So and here it talks about how many of us across America do that. And as long as we're remembering the purpose, that's what's important. I think for Soldier Mom, she wants to share that good news. It doesn't sound like good news because people lost their lives. But the good news is we have a lot of Americans that are benefiting from the freedom that loss of life was built on.
And another thing that I think is important to talk about is if your child's friend lost a parent through military service.
Yep.
How do you recognize that?
I don't know that there's a good right answer for that. I think it really depends on the situation. I have not been in that situation, so I cannot speak from experience, but I've had to deliver that news. I've had friends that I've lost. I've had family members I've lost, some in service, and some not in service. The loss is still very, very great, right? One of the things in Memorial Day that we just talked about was how that sacrifice is being memorialized in several things across the country. There's parades. There are changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in DC. There's things that happen in Chicago. A lot of the big cities really do a lot to really bring the remembrance part of why these folks are important to us. I will also say they're heroes to us, right?
That's
Wouldn't
right.
you say people that have lost their life for something bigger than themselves? In this case, selfless service. They gave their own life to a bigger cause, America, another country that we've supported to be free, right?
Putting out fires.
Putting out fires.
A police officer.
Rescuing people. So this book, which is my other book, talks about heroes and how we have big ones and small ones. You can be a hero by going and doing in service to your country. You can also do it by doing community help, maybe working in a soup kitchen, or maybe working in a food pantry, or even, what if even little guys can do some kind of heroic action by getting something off of the shelf for an elderly person that can't reach it in a store. So they come in big and small gestures, and that's really important for them to understand as well.
You know what? We are here at the Military Influencers Conference, right? And I see so many people in wheelchairs, so many people who have lost limbs. So what if parents encourage their children to maybe do some yard work for a disabled vet?
Right. Right. And that's part of it. One of the things about Soldier Mom talks about in all the books is not only the service to country, but the service to her community. And one of the storylines, as a matter of fact, it talks all about supporting Veterans Day in a way that she is supporting her community veterans. That's another way to give back. It doesn't have to be in uniform. It could be, like I said, in big and small ways.
That's right. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. Sometimes maybe just passing out bottles of water to veterans in a parade that shows support.
And you don't even have to just be about veterans. It could be about your next door neighbor maybe you live in some place that gets 10 inches of snow in one blow. I don't. I live in the South, so that's not a thing for me.
Right?
But with that said, go shovel the neighbor's sidewalk because maybe they can't. Maybe they're a shut-in. Maybe you bring them dinner one night, or you bring in the mail for them. These little things could lift the spirits of those individuals, and you become a hero in their mind's eye.
Okay, we started talking today about deploying parents. So how can another family help a family who is going through this whole deployment thing?
I love that because we can tie this together. So remember, we're talking about being a hero in big and small ways. What if you're teaching your kids to reach out to a family that has a deployed parent, and by just supporting them, hey, is there something I can do around the house to help? I know you're a couple hands down. I can cut the grass. I can rake. Hey, I can take Susie down to the playground for you.
I could babysit for your kids and give you 2 hours to yourself.
Whoop, whoop. What mom wouldn't want that, or what dad, or hey, whatever.
Right. Well, any parent would like that, even if they have both parents at home.
Heck yeah.
But now imagine mom is deployed, dad's home with the kids by himself. Imagine that. Most dads don't have to be mom and dad at the same time. How big would it be for dad to get a babysitter to come in so he could go play golf with the boys?
Yeah, that'd be great. And not that we don't love our dads. We think they're very, very important. But we do know statistically for a mom to be deployed, it does create some different kind of ripples throughout the family household.
That's right. Because face it, kids need their mommies. They carried them for 9 months. They've rocked them, they've held them, they've done everything for them. Most dads are more the play monsters, right? And now dad is the nurturer.
He has to do everything.
He has to do everything. How many dads cook dinner every night? Wake the kids up to go to school, give them baths at night. And not that they care, they're their kids, but they weren't built the same way moms were.
Right.
And it's not saying that when dad leaves, mom doesn't need help. I'm just saying sometimes we forget we need to support the dads at home because mom's getting deployed is really kind of a new thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, women only make up somewhere between 15 and 20% of the military.
That much? It was 11 when I was in, right?
At the max amount, when we're completely recruited and we're full, max I've ever seen is around 19.5%. So it's fluctuated, but ever. That's the highest in all the years that we have served. So it is normally dad that deploys. Right?
Exactly.
And I understand that. And we're not saying one or either is better or worse. What we're saying is when mom deploys, it does change the dynamics in the family household significantly. So we want to really reach out to the dads until they kind of get a hang of it because they're doing everything.
Right?
And I mean that in a loving way. I'm sorry.
Well, and dads most likely still have to go to work every day.
Yep.
And do all the dad stuff, and mom stuff is overwhelming. Okay, moms, think about it. Is your job overwhelming even when dad's around? Now picture dad doing everything that you do without training.
And he loves his kids. He does. Listen, I'll give you a little bit of experience from my point of view. I have deployed multiple times, and Dad did have to stay home and be Dad. But guess what? My mom-in-law and my dad-in-law came and helped. And that could not have been the best situation more than anything else I've ever seen. Thank you, Grandma Roro, for being there for my kids, because Dad did have to work and he had a very strenuous job. He was law enforcement and he was gone these crazy kind of shift hours and things happen, and she was there. That's what we're talking about. In this instance, we want parents to know that they have other resources. In my case, I had in-laws that came to help. In other cases, maybe your kids are the neighbors to the people that are deployed, and that's where they can kind of assist and help out.
That's right. It takes a village.
It does.
Regardless of who is deployed, it takes a village to surround this family with love so they know they're supported and taken care of. Because when you are the soldier deployed, you want to know your family is taken care of. Because when we're deployed, we're out there doing very hard jobs in very strange places.
The word austere comes to mind.
And to know that our families are cared for back home, that we don't have to worry about who's cooking dinner. We don't have to worry about mom needing a break because she's been 24/7 with the kids for weeks on end. We don't have to worry about who's going to take the kids to the doctor when mom is sick, right? Think about that. What happens if mom gets sick, dad's deployed, who's taking care of the littles? It takes a village.
Yeah.
And that's all we want everybody to know. Is there a family in your community going through this? Before I joined the military and got deployed, it never occurred to me what was going on in these families when dad deployed. Or I'll tell you, most moms didn't deploy back in the early 80s. They got kicked out of the military when they got pregnant. This is something that has really just become with mom getting deployed since what, maybe Desert Storm?
Yeah, I would say Desert Storm was really when it became I don't want to say in vogue, but really became a presence.
Right.
We didn't know what to do with like female POWs because we had them.
Exactly.
That was the first time they had. I mean, there were a few before that, but very, very, very rare. This is really when it became more prevalent because there were more females serving in units that were, out, combating the enemy.
And this is something that most civilian families never think of unless you live in a military community or someone in your family has been in the military. So we're just trying to bring awareness to what the military family goes through, what your service members go through, what your veterans have been through, so you could help support your community and be the hero.
And be the hero.
And be the hero.
I love that tie-in.
Be the hero, one meal at a time, 1 hour of babysitting at a time, or maybe just taking the kids to the park so mom could have a bath.
Or dad.
Or dad. Yeah, or dad. Maybe dad just needs a nap.
Could be. A nap and a snack. It works for me.
What we'd like to know is how Sparkle Feathers and Princess Francie can add to this conversation with Soldier Mom. Did we strike something with you today that caused you to take a moment and say, hey, I never thought about that? Please put something in the comments and let us know what resonated with you. We are going to be collaborating on a book. Soldier Mom is coming to Camp Confidence to talk to the kids about mom deploying. What would be valuable information for us to bring to the children? to your children who have never experienced a military deployment.
Or maybe they have. We would like to hear from you too.
Right. Have your kids experience a military deployment. What would have been valuable information to them before mom or dad left?
Yeah.
So that is what we are asking you. Help us make our collaborative venture more meaningful for the people who can get the benefits so we can make a bigger impact for you. And now, a public service announcement for all authors. Please go to Amazon. You could get our books on Kindle for $1 or $2. And please, leave a review. It doesn't take but 2 minutes to leave us a review, and it means the world to us. And if, for me, you won't hurt my feelings if it's not a 5-star review. Give me honest feedback, because I have 12 more books to write, and I take feedback seriously.
It will hurt my feelings, but no, but I would really love your feedback. So yes, $1.99 is basically what it costs you to get a Kindle, and 2 minutes of your time. So we would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would. And this is Parents Talk. This is signing off till next time. Bye.
Toodaloo.